Hey everybody, Toby here with Fuel AutoMedia. Got a special treat for you today. We got an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour at the Scoggin-Dickey Parts Center and their world-renowned engine room. So stay tuned on this episode of Fuel TV. All right, so I've got Keith Wilson here with Scoggin-Dickey Parts Center. Keith, tell me a little bit about the history of the dealership and how you got into this high-performance crate engine and this niche that you've established for yourself at Scoggin-Dickey.
Well, it's really a cool story. It's a good American story. We roll back to 1929 as a Buick dealer. Fast forward 90 years in the same family, now in the Scoggin family. Now fast forward 90 years this year in the same family, and we're GM, Chrysler, Subaru, Isuzu dealer. It started with a bunch of car guys actually on the performance side, and one of the guys' names, or the man that actually brought it into the forefront, was Wendell Fowler. In the late 60s, he believed that there was going to be a supplier strike for GM, the people that supplied GM. He thought that there was going to be some type of disruption in service. So he went to Mr. Scoggin and Mr. Dickey and said, when that happens, people are going to need parts, still need parts, and we want to be their supplier. So they put together a list, sent it to GM. GM rejected it because it was so large. GM finally said, if you can get the financing, we'll do it. So they went to the Lubbock area banks. Nobody had the kind of money, because we're talking about when it came in, it was boxcar loads. They were renting warehouses downtown where they're located just to store things. Went to Dallas-Fort Worth area. They found financing, convinced GM, and everything started rolling in. Well, the strike did happen. And so we started getting orders in from all over the country, and in fact all over the world. And that's how we became known as a large wholesaler. Wendell and his wife Ruthie were stock class racers in NHRA. And in fact, his wife was faster at the light, and so she still holds some records in some of the stock classes. Their son, Nicky, who runs all of the parts side and racing side, he grew up at the races, and he's an engineer, runs it today. And his dad, Wendell, saw in the 80s that they needed to go electronic and take it into the electronic age, hired Nicky to do that. And so that's how we became known for our online ordering. And, it was natural for us to roll into custom engines because we were already supplying large volumes of parts to people, but some of them didn't have machining facilities. And we had great technical expertise here in Lubbock with that. So we started selling those, and so we just had soup to nuts. We could sell you a gasket all the way to a, custom racing engine. And so that's kind of the story of Scoggin-Dickey.
That's awesome.
So we still have a great ownership here, and they put a lot of faith in what we are asking them to do. So we have the backing in that, and that is super important. So having the backing, having knowledgeable people here, having the correct part, and getting out in a timely basis with it, and it's a good, at a good price. Yeah. Those are where we're going to focus.
For sure. Well, as a performance enthusiast, obviously I appreciate what you guys do for the aftermarket world, but as a Lubbock resident, I appreciate what you do for this community. It's
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure speaking
Absolutely.
with you. Thank you, Keith.
Yep.
here with Alan Bracey, General Manager of the engine shop here at Scoggin-Dickey. Alan, tell me a little bit about what kind of volume you guys do out of this obviously awesome shop. You guys can do pretty much everything, but turnkey, ready to go crate engines. How many a month you do?
You know, it really kind of depends. We do everything from, LS short blocks with aftermarket components instead of the GM deal to 2,400, 2,700 horsepower billet Pro Charge deals. To your average bracket race, 1,200 horsepower bracket engine. So, we do quite a bit of volume. It's hard to really put an exact number on it because we do so many different things. Some might be long blocks, some might be short blocks, complete to dyno tested and finished and crated up and shipped, all over the U.S.
Now, right now we're in the middle of August, dog days of summer. When's the busy time for you? Or is there any such thing as a
We're supposed to be a little bit slow right now, but for some reason, we're moving along really good. We haven't had a slowdown yet this summer, which is good. I think economy's good. I think people are spending money and doing what they enjoy, so I think that's definitely helped through this. But our busy time, is usually at the end of race season, so depending, sometimes October even can be pushed back to November to February is our busiest time. In the heat of the summer is supposed to be our slow time, but like I said, we're still slamming.
Right. So tell me a little bit about, other than obviously providing sales for engines, what other kind of services do you guys offer out of the engine shop?
We have several different things. I've had customers before that have, either put their engine together themselves or, have bought parts just from me. We do sell to a lot of, because of our stock that Keith was talking about, inventory that we have. We sell a lot of parts to other engine builders that maybe aren't as big and aren't as direct with somebody because we carry so much. So we sell a lot of parts out the door, and even to the individual that's assembling his own stuff at home. But before he puts it in his show car or whatever, he wants to make sure the motor's right. So he'll bring the engine down here, even though we might have sold him some parts, but we didn't put it together. But he'll want us to dyno it and make sure everything's good. Just everybody that, the do-it-yourselfer, the guy that, hey, I need my block honed so I can do this, or I need my rotating assembly balanced. We're just a full-blown machine shop that we can do just everything that needs to be happen. We can make it happen.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about what's the hot setup right now. I mean, LS and turbos are hot, but what do you see? You got your finger on the pulse a little more than most, because you know what's shipping out the door.
Right now, like it, love it, hate it, whichever one it is, the street outlaw, the no time, whatever you want to call it, the street races stuff scene has been very big, and so a lot of people are just taking even their everyday driver and putting turbos and doing this and tuning it, and LS's turbos is big for us on the actual drag racing side of thing. The Pro Charger deal is very big for us. Top Dragster, Top Sportsman. We have several of those units out there. Everything to some of the no prep King Street guys that are on TV. We're selling parts, selling engines, stuff like that to them too. So it's really booming right now, the aftermarket industry, and wanting to do your hot rod and go fast or play around or whatever it is. It's definitely in a craze right now.
Right. Now, I moved to Lubbock 10 years ago, and I was kind of horrified when I got here. There was no drag strip. And I know they've kind of been through some turmoil out there. And at the time, there was another pretty major LS shop here in Lubbock in addition to y'all. So the Lubbock drag racing scene, unfortunately, due to facilities, isn't really all that great. Where do you plug in? Like, what kind of events do you frequent? And
the rig on the Scoggin-Dickey side for promotion and stuff, they go to all the LS Fest. at Bowling Green, Martin, Michigan, all them places. The truck travels with that because we're a sponsor of it. For us locally, yeah, we got to drive 2.5 hours, to go to Abilene or Amarillo or Hobbs. But NHRA, Top Dragster, Top Sportsman's really big for us. Super Comp, Super Gas. Those are the heartbeat of our customers in the race shop that we're building complete engines for. Sure. That's our heartbeat.
Well, I sure appreciate your time. You guys have an awesome facility here, and this was a good excuse for me to get the insider's tour. But I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.